Alright, you're getting outsmarted, outmaneuvered, and outplayed every single time. But why? Why can some people walk into a room, demand what they want, and walk out without breaking a sweat, and you can't? Because you can't negotiate, and they can. It's why you're stuck in that low-paying job. Why you never seem to get what you want. Why your dreams remain just that. Dreams. But what's the secret to it? Chapter 1. Plan ahead. It all starts with a rock-solid plan. Listen carefully. You're not going into a negotiation to have a friendly chat. Define your objectives crystal clear. What do you want out of this negotiation? A raise? A lower price? Get it straight in your head. But here's the thing. Don't just know what you want. Know why the other guy should give it to you. That is the key. If you're asking for a raise, think about what value you bring to the table. You gotta make your case bulletproof. And the words you use, they're not random. They should be chosen with care. The right phrase can swing the negotiation in your favor. The wrong one can drown you and give your opponent just the right amount to knock you out. Be prepared to dodge verbal punches and land some of your own. When dealing with a fast talker, you gotta think quickly, shoot straight, and turn the conversation to your advantage. Plan your defense and your attacks. Coordination and planning, that's the name of the game here. However, planning doesn't mean scripting. You're not rehearsing for a play here. You gotta be ready and prepared for any angle your opponent might throw at you. The next time you find yourself in a negotiation, don't go in empty-handed. But when you dig deeper, is planning really enough? What about the heat of the moment, when things start moving too fast? Chapter 2. Control the pace. Talk slow. Alright, listen. What will follow now are not only strategies that you can use, but also strategies that your opponent might try to use against you. If you learn to know these strategies, you'll be prepared to defend yourself against them. So, controlling the pace. That's next on the line. I bet you're imagining yourself talking fast and not giving the other person the chance to think. But you couldn't be more wrong. You're not in a rap battle trying to spit out as many words as you can in a minute. Slow it down. You seen The Wolf on Wall Street? You should if you haven't. There's a particular scene where Jordan Belfort is negotiating with the SEC. Just watch how he does it. You see that? You notice how he uses silence, how he takes his time, how he deliberately controls the rhythm of the conversation? Yeah, it's a pro move right there. Pro movie move. You see, when you slow down, you dictate the pace. If you're out of breath in a negotiation, it's not because you're winning, it's because you're losing control. When you feel like you're in a race, you're playing by the other guy's rules. You want to throw your opponent off their game? Make them wait for your words. Let the silence do some of the heavy lifting. Create tension, and then break it with your carefully chosen words. Let's look at that part in the clip again. Did you catch it that time? Belfort took a beat. He let that silence be felt, and then he came back with a solid counterpoint. That is control. That's how you steer the conversation to your advantage. In the real world, the high rollers, the top-tier salespeople, they take their time. They know the power of silence. They know the art of pacing. And now, so do you. But hey, slow your roll for a minute. Controlling the pace is just part of the equation. There's more to being a top negotiator than talking slow and planning ahead. You think you got it all figured out now? Now think again, there's more to the video. Check the bar. Chapter 3. Uncover the pain points. This is one of the strongest and even most manipulative strategies yet. Pain points. You gotta get inside their head, read their weaknesses. This isn't about being nice or playing fair. It's about getting what you want. Your opponent is just like you. They have things that they want, things that they fear, things that they would rather jump off a cliff than deal with. Your job is to figure out what those things are. Dig deep and use that information to your advantage. Get them emotional. Catch them off guard and watch how helpless they become. Just think about an MMA fight. One fighter has a damaged knee from a previous match and his opponent has done his homework. He knows about the injury. Every kick, every move is targeted at that weak knee. Brutal? Yes. Effective? Absolutely. That's what you gotta do. If the guy you're negotiating with is terrified of losing a certain client, there's your target. And when you hit that target, it's not pretty. The opponent will try their best to look collected, but on the inside, they'll squirm. They'll beg. That's when you got them right where you want them. That's when you close the deal on your terms. But don't get too comfortable yet. So, you got their pain point. how do you even use it? The answer is to steer the conversation, control the narrative. Don't wait for them to lead, you're in control now. Ask questions, a lot of them, and make sure that they reveal more than they hide. People love talking about themselves, so let them. The more they spill, the more ammo you got. For example, if they know you're desperate to close a deal pretty quickly, ask them why. They might say something like, "Oh, well, I got a sales target to meet," or "We're looking to invest in a new project, and this would really help." Bingo. Now you know exactly how urgent it is for them. This is when you play your cards. Let's say they're selling a product and you know that they need it off their hands fast. Normally, you negotiate the price down, right? But knowing their urgency, you can also negotiate that term in favor of you. Quicker delivery, longer warranty, better after-sales service. The price is just one part of the equation. Chapter 4. Mirroring. Sounds straightforward, but don't let the simplicity of this fool you. Mirroring is one of the most potent tools in negotiation, one that can help get your opponent eating out of your hands. You're practically mimicking their communication style, their body language, their energy. You become their mirror without them even knowing. When I say mirroring, keep in mind I mean subtly, not copying their words, but instead matching their rhythm, vocabulary, gestures. This takes active listening and analysis. So, let me give you an example. You're negotiating with someone who speaks slowly, takes his time to construct his sentences, uses his hands a lot. Now, if you come in with your fast talk, you're going to put him off. He won't connect with you. But if you slow down, use simpler words and gestures in your conversation, he'll see a bit of himself in you. He'll trust you more. Work in person. It works on phone calls, on emails, text messages, and also against women. I shouldn't have said him. Apologies. If your opponent is using formal language in their emails, respond with the same level of formality. If they're being brief and to the point in their texts, match that. And guess what happens when you successfully mirror a person? They are more open to you without even knowing it, and in turn, they reveal more information that you can use to your advantage. The goal here is simply to gather information, understand the other party's position better, and subtly lead them towards your desired outcome. Suppose you're a salesman trying to close a deal with a potential client who's currently on the fence. They tell you, "I'm just not sure about this investment." Instead of launching into a defense or a further sales pitch, mirror their concern. "Not sure about the investment?" Notice how that's a statement, not a question, even though it sounds like a question. Well, this prompts them to elaborate. "Well, I'm worried about the risk. The market's pretty volatile right now." And again, you mirror. Yeah, no, absolutely. What do you mean with the market volatility in your case, though?" "Well, the market's ups and downs are unpredictable, and I don't want to end up losing money." Here, you've made the client feel heard and valued. You've done it by doing nothing but using a very simple tactic, just repeating their words. You've encouraged them to reveal their real concern, fear of loss due to market volatility. And now that you've revealed their genuine worry, you can address it directly and bring them one step closer to saying yes. And that's the power of mirroring. In the world of negotiations, the hungry don't get fed. They get the crumbs. The feast is for the lions, the ones who go after what they want without sweating. Negotiations are not won by the sweet talkers. They are won by the strategists, the puppet masters who know how to pull the strings. You gonna be one of them?